Functions is the next topic in this video. So what is a function? Function is a relation with exactly one input matched up with exactly one output. Or if you think about inputs and outputs, those are your domain input, your output, your range. You also may think of it as your independent variable input with your dependent variable, your output. Can you determine if a function is a function or if relation is a function or not? You can determine it by a vertical line test if you were given a graph. You can use tables and compare your x coordinates and your y coordinates with a table. So if you have one x coordinate, it has to be matched up with exactly one y value. So your x variables cannot repeat. And if they do repeat, they must be matched up with the same y value. Or if you have a mapping, you can look at see where is each number, where is the arrow is leaving from. And you can only have one arrow leaving each number pointing to another number. So we'll take a look at three examples here. Example one, we have a graph. Since we have a graph, we can determine if this is a function or not by doing the vertical line test. The vertical line test means just draw a vertical line straight through where your line or your points are. Now here, since I don't have any lines for the graph, like the points are not connected, I can just look at each row or each column here. So if I drew a line straight down through here, and a line through here, and a line over here, and a line here, here, and here, you'll notice that I don't have any lines that cross I don't have a line that crosses 2 points at the same time. Or if you think about it, there's no point that's right on top of the same one, which means if you look at the x coordinates, so these are my x's down here, there's only one x coordinate for this point, there's only one for here, one for the next one, and so forth. So because no x's repeat, and it does pass the vertical line test, this is a function. In our table here, I look at my x coordinates and then my y coordinates. The main part I want to look at is my x coordinates. And I look at my x coordinates here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, and then 5. You'll notice that 3 is repeated twice. But if I look at what they're partnered with, 3 here is partnered up with 82, and this 3 is partnered up with 88. Now that can't happen. You can't put 3 in an equation and get an 82 the first time, put 3 in that exact same equation a second time, but get an 88. So because 3 has two different y values, this is not a function. And if we were to graph these, that means we would have a point right on top of another point, and it would not pass the vertical line test. And our third one is a mapping one. So if I look at the mapping here, I have the age compared to the height. You'll notice that 22 and 25, they each have an arrow leaving it and pointing to two different numbers. That is a red flag right there, meaning this cannot be a function. Because remember, one input, this is my input, can only have exactly one output, or one x value with exactly one y value. Here, 22 has two outputs. It has a 70 and it has a 73. 25 also has two outputs, a 72 and a 74. That's why it is not a function. So that is a quick review on being able to identify functions from a graph, a table, and a mapping situation.